Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a special look at Glyphics, which is a party game. It's going to play at least three players on up, and it's created by BG Creative. Now, as you know, if you watch a lot of my videos on there, I'm not really super fond of party-style games. In this game itself, you're going to be using shapes to try to get players to guess a word or a phrase. And that word can be a noun or a verb. Let's go ahead down the table. I'll show you how to play the game, and then we're going to come back and we're going to get my final thoughts, and you're going to see what I actually really think of this game. So let's go down to the table. This is the game of Glyphics. Setup for Glyphics is super easy. All you have to do is put these pieces out so people can get to them, shuffle this deck, and place it so people can reach it. The game's going to take over 5 rounds, and at the end of the 5th round, the player with the most points will win. Each round, every player is going to get 1 turn to be able to pick up this card here and try to have other players guess the card. The cards here have 4 nouns on the top, 1 verb, and 1 phrase. If they can get a player to guess with one of these 5 on the top here, they'll get a point, and that player will get a point. If they have them guess the phrase on the bottom, they'll get 2 points, and the opponent that guessed it will get 2 points. So these are different things that you would have to act out with the shapes down here, which I'll show you in a minute. So you'll pick from like birdhouse, jumper cables, avocado, Atlantis, catapult, or behind closed doors. Once you pick which one you want to do, so let's say we wanted to do something like a catapult, you would start a timer, so you have 1 minute to have people guess what you have, and you could start putting out shapes and being like, all right, this is the world's worst catapult, but I'm just drawing it real quick, and you can act it out a little bit. So I could go like that and have this throw out in the air or whatever, and if they guess it, you'll get the point and your opponent will get the point. Or unless it's a phrase, then they'll get 2 points each. There's a couple things that are do's and don'ts for when you're acting out with these pieces here. You can move pieces to create animated actions. You can indicate a guess is correct by like saying nodding or waving your hand or whatever you want to do for that. But you can't talk. Change the words they are creating mid-turn. So you can actually change the word that you're actually trying to create, give up on one, go to another one. The clue giver can't talk or make any sounds that hint at a word. Act out the word with their body. This isn't charades, so you can't do that. Use shapes that spell out words. And that's it. That's basically all the rules that you're going to have to Glyphics. So just to recap, you're going to be going over 5 rounds. Everyone's going to have a turn every single round to go through one of these cards. And at the end of the 5th round, the player with the most points will win. Now, there's a couple neat things you can do in this game too. Like there's this little piece right here. This lets you stand up some pieces. So if you wanted to do some sort of like 3D thing going, you can stand up the triangle or whatnot. So there's a lot you can do with all these different shapes. You don't have to have like drawing skill or anything like that. You just have to have a little imagination in how you're going to form these shapes to have them guess what you want them to guess. So that's it for Glyphics. Let's go ahead back up to the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. So Glyphics, as you know, I am not the most enthusiastic person on party-style games. This game, though, I think is amazing. I really had a lot of fun with it. I really had fun making use of those shapes, trying to find innovative ways of having people guess my noun, verb, or phrase. And I really went after the phrases more often than not because they're harder. It's just a lot of fun. And it sort of like exploded my creativity as time went by because at first I found it hard to try to make the shapes and do the movements or whatever to have people guess it, but as time went by I became more creative on how that I tried to convey what my thing was that I was trying to have them guess. So I really love that. And everyone around the table had tons and tons of fun. I've played this with non-gamers, gamers. It just runs the gambit. It seemed to be great to play when I went to visit my family that don't really play that many games. And I found it great when I visited friends or other family members that play a lot of games, also enjoyed this game a lot. And the other really cool thing is it took like 5 minutes to teach and everyone was having fun. The game seems like everyone will just keep coming back and back to it. So I can't recommend Glyphics enough. It is an amazing, amazing party game and one of the few party games that I'm going to keep in my collection. So that's my thoughts on Glyphics. Thank you for watching.